The problem with luxury apartments are luxury price tags. But today's apartment's under $2,000 a month in a full service building in the financial district. Stuff in this neighborhood used to cost way more than this. And the fact that this is the same price as non-renovated rundown apartments in the village blows my mind. This place is probably way too cheap, which is why we're gonna head out the door and take a look so that you can decide if it sucks or not. Just got off the train right over here at Rector Street. This is the closest train station to the apartment, but it's not the only one down here at all. One block west over here, you can pick up the 4 and the 5 train if you want east side access. And if these aren't what you want, you can also pick up the number 1 train right here for west side commutes. Because the transportation options down here are so good, this neighborhood's gonna work for just about anyone. And it's gonna work especially well for someone that works down here in the financial center. You can walk over to where the stock exchange is, and if you have to be at an office, living down here is gonna mean that you don't even have to buy a Metro card. You'll find little restaurants and cafes like these scattered throughout the neighborhood, little diners and delis, local pizza, along with much better local pizza. There's definitely stuff to do down here, and if you want to go out and have a night out on the town, you don't have to leave the area, which is great. But believe it or not, one of the best things about living down here is all of the access that you have to public parks, which are some of the best in downtown Manhattan. After we get across this bridge, we're going to be over in Battery Park City, which is kind of like a giant park. There's a dog park. Right over here, there's a bike path. And this goes pretty far up north, but don't go too far, you'll get tired. And if you want, you can come down here to the water where you can see the Statue of Liberty. This is great. Down here, you can walk right along the water and it is super quiet and peaceful. This area is definitely a 10 out of 10 as far as outdoor space for things like exercising, bike riding, or just relaxing goes. Plus, there's a cool view of probably the priciest part of New Jersey right there, Exchange Place. Now, there are people in the comments who recommend living in New Jersey because you can get a place that overlooks Manhattan and save some money. But the reason it's cheap is because it's in New Jersey. Nobody wants to live there. Here we are at the building, and the building is right next to the 9/11 Tribute Museum. And across the street, we've got 2 restaurants, George's Diner and this cool Mexican spot right here. Oh wait, I lied. Next to the Mexican place, there's also a bar. So right across the street, you've got 1, 2, 3 choices. There's an ATM machine right here, just, you know, sticking out of the wall, perfectly safe. Also, the number 1 train is right there. For reference, the building's right behind us. If you need the number 1, your commute is gonna be money. And if you wanna grab a coffee or something right before you get on the train, you've got a couple options. It's gonna be Dunkin' Donuts versus this place. And since Dunkin' Donuts is terrible, I'm gonna say that you should get your coffee from here. But since they don't serve donuts, get your donut from Dunkin' Donuts. They do that pretty well. We have arrived. We're in a studio right now, but it's huge. Honestly, most of the time, luxury studios in this part of town are depressing and small, and you're getting shafted when you rent one of them, but this place is massive. And the building itself is also really cool. So not all the amenities here are open, but there is this pretty sweet residence lounge with a pool table. But check this out, if you can play the piano or if you can read at a college level, you are really gonna enjoy this place. There's a couple other amenities that we weren't able to see. There's a fitness center, there's a roof lounge, but because of the virus, not everything's open just yet. Let's start the tour and see what you think. And if you think you want to help me out, make sure you subscribe. That way YouTube will show my videos to more people. Right after you walk in, there are a series of closets right here in the hallway. Tons of built-in storage pretty much everywhere. That's not my motorcycle helmet. That is my backpack. But my question is, what would you use these little guys for? Bottles of wine, individual shoes? You've got options. Now for reference, The bathroom is down there close to the door. The kitchen's right here tucked away off to the side. And the living space here is its own room with nothing else in it, which means it's gonna be really easy to set up. This is great, 22 feet 5 inches by 12 feet. This is probably more space than you're gonna get in most similarly priced one bedrooms. If you have the bed over here, you could have a couch against this wall or against this wall over here. Now the view here isn't really that exciting, but I think it's still pretty good. And we've got a view of a really quiet street. You can see that corner deli. Definitely kind of cool. It gets some natural light, and this is not a busy street at all. I'm impressed that the windows actually open. A lot of luxury buildings, they just kind of flip open on the side a little bit. And I think that right over here in this little alcove, you could have a dining setup. This right here is the breakfast bar that leads to the kitchen. You could put some stools underneath it, but definitely this place is big enough. You could have a kitchen table, you could have a spot to actually have dinner, which is totally separate from where your couch and your bed are gonna be. Now let's check out the kitchen, then we'll check out the bathroom, and after that we'll have the full story of what living here is like. I like this light up here, that's a cool touch. But who cares about that? The appliances here are awesome. Look at this oven. You've got a big range with 4 burners. There's a nice large microwave. No wine fridge, but there's wine storage above the microwave. And check this out, you don't have just one, but 2 dishwashers. That's really practical, actually. We've also got a full-size Sub-Zero fridge. Perfect for storing coconut water. The amount of counter space you get in here is also really good. There's plenty of counter space next to where the stove is. And on the other side over by where the sink is, you've got plenty more. And I love the cabinets here. The fact that you can see what's in them is super useful. That way your guests don't need to go looking around through your cabinets to see what they might find up here or down here. Oh, cool. That's great. Nice and useful. Isn't it nice to see a kitchen designed by smart people? Not bad at all. This is really big and it's super well lit. You've got 1, 2, 3 shelves right here against the wall. We have a nice big mirror, which is also a nice big medicine cabinet. Actually, this thing is so big, it's almost like a medicine closet. Getting ready in here is gonna be so easy because we've got vanity lights above the mirror. And check out the sink. Counter space goes all the way around it. Last but not least, we've gotta give this bathroom a thumbs up for having a real bathtub. I've gotta step up and over to get into this thing. It's really deep. And because you've got the glass here, you don't have to sign up for a subscription for cheap shower curtains on Amazon that get delivered every 2 weeks. This is definitely much better for the environment. And if you're interested in making this massive studio your next apartment, check out the video description. There's a link to this listing where you can get all your questions answered. And after you do that, let's check out some more apartments. Right here are apartment tours. Pick one of those and I'll see you in the next video.